1995.
What are video games?
Yeah, acting video games. What the hell are you talking about? So she cast me. I think the very first role I had was as Captain America in Marvel vs. Capcom. The arcade.
No way. What?
Yeah. Wow. It was just one word phrases. No big deal. That's cool. And then Duke Nukem 3D came along. And in auditioning for that, George Broussard, the creator of the game, was on the phone from Garland, Texas. I was in San Diego. And Ronnie said, well, George, tell John what you think this character is all about. He said, oh, Duke Nukem is going to be kind of a badass, kind of Charles Bronson kind of badass. Oh, Charles Bronson, like a little Charles Bronson. And
no, that's not what we mean.
Lonnie said, no, that's it. Lonnie suggested that I do Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry.
Okay.
So I'm all, so you have to ask yourself, if you're lucky, will do you play? And Jordan said, oh, that's the right feel. But Duke Nukem was a huge steroided dude.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'll drop it an octave. And I went, you got to ask yourself, if you're lucky, will do you punk? And that's how fast we came up with the voice. Like an instant earworms who hear it was crazy. It was that fast. So for 30 plus years, I've been talking to people like this. And you know what? It never gets old. Shake it, baby.
For that time, Duke Nukem was probably one of the biggest video games of all time at that time. You were the voice.
I was amazed, but when the game came out, my brother who lived in Virginia at the time, he and I would dial up on the modem and play the Duke match games, and I thought we were the only people who even knew the game existed.
Guys, this is when you had to kill a robot to get on the internet, okay?
Right. So for 3-4 years, while this game was kicking ass and at the top of the charts, I didn't even know anybody who knew the game until conventions started calling me and asking if I would come and guest. And I'm like, for what? Well, you're Duke Nukem. I went, oh, you know that game. They went, oh, you're funny. I really didn't know it was anything at all. And so I started doing convention appearances and learned that I had to have autograph cards, and people wanted me to sign stuff for them. Why?
How was that? The first time somebody came up to for you to sign something, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, it blew me away.
Signature? Like, will you money or something? Like,
to this day, I'm still surprised that the fanship is so cool. People are so kind. Everywhere I go, especially Canada, people are too freaking nice.
Yeah, Greece those
You are. I mean, I'm stuck living down in Merca, where half of them, at least more than half of our voters are stupid, clearly. Well, I'm not supposed to talk about politics, right?
We're live on our podcast, brother. You can talk about anything you want.
Okay, well,
we'll get us canceled.
We're going to get fun.
Let's talk about video games and fun stuff.
When did it dawn on you that Duke Nukem was like a cultural phenomenon, and it hit the zeitgeist as hard as it did? When did that finally occur to you?
Right around 2000.
Yeah.
So this game was out for 5 years before I even knew that anybody cared about it. So about that time. And then, as it turns out, I've been so lucky over the years, a lot of the fanboys who played that game became developers later on. So there's this company called Valve, you've probably heard of that, little company called Valve. Fanboys at Valve, who love Duke Nukem, when they hire me to do voice work, usually I record from my home studio, or they'll rent a studio in San Diego or Los Angeles for me. Not Valve. No, they fly me to Seattle and record there because they wanted to do shots of tequila with me after the session was over.
Boy, it sounds like hard work you're going on.
Speaking of shots of tequila.
Speaking of shots of tequila.
Sounds like a familiar story.
Were you continuing working in radio during those early days when you're also recording video game stuff as well?
Yeah, I was still doing on-air in Los Angeles up until about 2015. And at that time, I went, I don't need this radio crap anymore. The radio industry in the States just... When corporate America got involved and bought up so many radio stations, they all started sounding alike. That's when I went, okay, I'm done. It's not what it was when I started out in 1975. I'm much older than I look. What?
Pause for dramatic effect. Pause for dramatic effect. Do you miss the old radio days then? Do you ever think about maybe getting back into it, or maybe like a podcast where radio's kind of moving to now?
Well, you can't miss what doesn't exist.
Right.
But I do miss the old days of radio where back before computers were selecting the songs that were to be played.
I was going to say, you were the person catering the music back then, right? It's not just a, here's what you have to play today.
Yeah, they were literally stacks of 45s and LPs, and I would pick the songs I wanted to play in what order I wanted to play on my radio show. And that ended about 1985. DC came about, radio stations could buy software to schedule their songs, and that was the end of DJs having anything to do with the scheduling. So it wasn't as fun after that.
Have you thought about getting into a podcasting type situation? Kind of, because you get, ultimately, it's your show. You can do pretty much whatever you want.
There's not a strong enough revenue stream.
You're right. We know. We do this on our dime, so we get that. But you've been in the business for so long, and you've been part of so many iconic things. I would think you would have a lot to say that people would want to engage with. And I know you get a chance to do that at conventions and stuff, but do you guest on podcasts often? People
All the time. And well, thank you for having me on yours.
Absolutely. Other than this one, obviously, yeah. We were hoping it'd be exclusive. That's fine. We'll just try it. How do you find that experience other than this one? Don't tell us, we don't want to know.
Oh, it's great because I can say stuff like shit.
Yes.
Oh, fuck, I said shit.
Oh,
Shit, I said fuck. I'm so sorry. No, I like podcasting because there are no rules.
Right. That's what I mean. You control content. You can do whatever you want, right?
Exactly. And in podcasting, you can't do that. Back in the 70s and 80s, I was fired from radio jobs dozens of times for things that I'd say on the air. And I
Yeah,
was
they were really
being trusted.
sensitive about it back then too.
They were, and I was in the Bible Belt of America,
Oh, wow.
Virginia, North Carolina, and I'd play a song like, I'd play Come Together by the Beatles and say, quick, grab a towel, because the Beatles come together. And I got fired for that.
What?
Oh, yeah, right. So adults had a good sense of humor, but program directors and general managers of radio stations did not have a good sense of humor.
Not the same as saying booger on the air, but I do appreciate it.
Dr.
We're talking
And
about
you know what? WKRP in Cincinnati, that show came out about the time I started in radio.
Yeah, that's kind of, as soon as you start talking, I'm getting an exact vibe from you. You remember watching the WKRP. By the way, only 95% of this audience has no idea what you and I are talking about right now.
Church like I know.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, we got some oldies in here as far as that goes.
It's not so bad being old. I don't mind it.
Guys, if you have any questions, yeah, there we go. Mr. Rob.
Hi.
Okay, hold on. Pretty much your question. Stand by.
What's going on here? Oh, there we go.
Go ahead.
So, like, you also work for, or you also voice for Big the Cat.
Yeah.
I just see my Froggy, my Pollywog pal, I can buy my Froggy.
Oh my god.
Isn't that ridiculous? You know how that came along?
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that.
Oh, okay. I'm so glad because I love telling this story. Lonnie Vanilla, the same person who cast me as Duke Nukem, cast me as Big the Cat. So she called me at home like on a Wednesday afternoon, and she says, "John, we're recording a game on Saturday. I need you in a studio in San Diego." And I went, "Oh, cool. What game?" She said, "Sonic the Hedgehog." And I'm like, "Yes, I love Sonic the Hedgehog." Because I was playing it.
Yeah.
She goes, "Okay." I said, "Send me the sides." That's the audition lines. She said, "Don't worry about that. We'll worry about it when you get to the studio." So I walk into the studio in San Diego, and Ryan Drummond is in the booth doing the Sonic voiceover, and there's Jenny Hellman and Scott Dreyer and David Humphrey. They're sitting on the sofa, and Lonnie comes out. She shows me a picture of Big the Cat. She just walks out holding this picture. And I went, "Is that me?" Uh-huh. And I went, "Boy, he looks big and stupid." She said, "That's why I cast you, John." Alright, so the weird thing about it is, and fans for years thought that I hated Big the Cat. I don't. I hate the voice I did, because that's not what I wanted to do. I got in the studio, had my headphones on, and I can hear the Japanese director from, I believe, Tokyo, saying something in Japanese in my headphones. I don't know what it's all about. But Lonnie goes, "Okay, John, we're going to set up your microphone. Just get loud and do something stupid." And I'm like, "My God, where's my volleyball go? Where's my bogey?" And then I hear the Japanese talking in my headphones again. She goes, "That's the one." I went, "What's the one?" You got my level? She goes, "No, that's the voice." I went, "Oh, no. I was just warming up." Yeah. And she goes, "Oh, no, that's the voice they want." I'm like, "Oh, God, no." And no, it's got talking like this through the whole thing. And I thought people were going to hate it because Sonic the Hedgehog, it's all about speed and fast. And when you get to Big the Cat in the game, everything comes to a screeching halt so you can go fishing. And I thought, oh, people are going to hate this character. But as it turns out, they've embraced him, and Big the Cat is a beloved character. I'm so surprised by that. And now finally, after all these years, my characters have Funko Pops. So E123 Omega, which I also voice, and Big the Cat have Funko Pops. Now, I have some back at my booth here.
I was just gonna say, you know you've made it when you got some Funko Pops into your own characters.
And I thought, well, that's cool. I finally have Funko Pops. I did not know that from the Candyland game, they have pops of all the characters, and I'm all the voices in Candyland, except the Cookie Boy, who is Lonnie Manila. And I'm King Candy, Lord Licorice, Mr. Mint, Jolly, Floppy.
Floppy.
All of them.
Yeah. Floppy.
I think she has one more question over here.
Okay, real loud.
Because I was like, if you had a choice, where it's like, if you could voice in a different way, how would you voice it?
Well, if I could do Big the Cat today, wow, I have to think about it. Probably just as more up and happy. He's gonna be that good. You know, he sounded depressed all the time. You know, and the Funko Pop, he has a sad look on his face. Plus, he looks like he dropped acid or something because his pupils are really dilated. It's cute, but it looks like big on drugs.
Another question over here.
What's your question, sir?
Hi again. First I want to say I am familiar with the WKRP in Cincinnati.
Hey!
As God is my witness, I swear I thought turkeys could fly. Classic. So here's a question. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to ask this. If I can't, I can ask them the next one. Can you please say a line with Big the Cat's voice? Sorry, a Duke Nukem line with Big the Cat's voice and a Big the Cat's voice with Duke Nukem's voice.
All right.
That's a good one.
Big the Cat, as Duke Nukem might say something akin to,
Your face, your ass, what different?
and Duke Nukem is Big the Cat. Have you seen my Hollywood pal, my little froggy? Keep him up, damn it. You guys are too kind.
I love watching you get into the character physically. Even though, you know what I mean? Like your facial change, a little bit, yeah. Is that something that happens to you, of course, naturally? Like you're not even thinking about it? Or is that something like you're sort of using to get into the character?
It's, you know, embouchure is, right? Like brass players.
Yes.
So to do Nukem, I have to
Get it.
change my embouchure.
Gotcha.
Somebody asked me once, how do I channel anger from that character? I've been married 3 times. I think of ex-wives
How do we not have a drum set behind us with a banana test? We're totally absolutely missing out on that. I think we got another question over here.
Yes, sir.
Hi there. You've been receiving requests for years about various line readings of your characters. Are there any that stand out to you as just absurd things that you had to say no to?
Oh, wow. Well, you know, I have a Cameo account where I will record things, and I've had people want to pay me to say awful things to other people, and I won't do it. I just don't feel it's right. And in politics, Duke Nukem never speaks politically, ever. I know that I have fans on both sides, so I don't allow Duke to do any political speech. It would just be bad for my brand. But I've said some really outrageous stuff, including in weddings. I don't know if you guys knew this, I'm an ordained minister.
We did not know that.
I have performed about a dozen weddings now. I just did one on my cruise con last month.
Nice.
And I always get to do something fun, you know, in a character voice. At the end of the ceremony, it usually ends with, "You may now kiss the bride," and put some tongue in it.
I think it was Michael Jordan said it best. He said Republicans buy shoes too. Yes,
Exactly.
100%. Yeah, you gotta make sure you're rocking the audience. How long have you been doing the concert then? Like you guys invited to something way back in like the 90s. Have you been on the concert that whole time, off and on?
Yeah.
What is it about getting out to the cons, other than obviously the fiduciary aspects of it, but what is it about getting out and connecting with the fans, with the characters, the work that you've done that appeals to you after all this time?
The fanship is unbelievable. They're so kind, and the unconditional love that I get from fans is overwhelming. Plus, the fact that I get to travel around the world to cons. I'm going to Wales this June. I've gone to Australia, Germany. It's great. I mean, I think I have the job that everybody really wants. I mean, if you could just talk for a living and have fans and get to travel around the world, wouldn't you want to do it? I am so lucky, and I know it, man. And I know it's the fans, you guys, the reason I get to do what I do. I love all of my fans.
Hey, give it up.
Anybody could have been Duke Nukem. I just happened to be the right
Right,
person.
right, right. Everybody we've been talking to this weekend is just kind of working all seem it's almost happenstance that you kind of ended up in the place that you're in.
Yeah, and any actor who doesn't acknowledge the luck
Right.
that goes along with landing a role, they're misguided, man. We are lucky to be where we are.
Do they have good tequila in Wales? We're gonna find out, aren't we?
We're going to find out the easy way.
We've asked Fred, we've asked everybody that we've been talking to, as far as future work. I know you wouldn't want to get into any specifics or whatever, but do you have some things, some irons in the fire, some things to go that maybe you can hint at a little bit, or are you just content to be on the
I
podcast?
can only hint because NDAs.
Yes.
That's, non-disclosure agreements, and video game companies are very, very private with their information. They don't want to get it out. All I can tell you right now is I just recorded 400 lines as Duke Nukem.
Oh,
Yes.
Really?
And upcoming game. That's all I can tell you.
okay, guys.
Wait, it's not a Duke Nukem game.
So you can confirm that. Nothing beyond that.
Yeah, you remember Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition where they put Duke in place of Grayson? You could play the Duke Nukem character. Okay, so something like that.
Let's not speak too close to that NDA. I don't want to be the guy that.
When can people start finding out about what that is?
Sometime this summer. Follow me on social media and you'll
So it's
know.
coming soon,
Yeah.
very soon.
I hope.
All the work that you've done over the years and all the IPs you've been part of, was there one that kind of got away from you a little bit, or one that you really wanted to get involved in and it just didn't happen for you?
I, like every other voice actor in Southern California, wanted to be the Joker when Mark Hamill retired.
How well did he kill that role?
He was so great, and I made the same mistake as every other voice actor did. That's my impression of Mark Hamill's Joker, and that's not what they wanted. My friend Richard Epcar got the job.
He did.
Oh, he's great. He's such a great actor anyway. So it couldn't have gone to a better guy. Yeah, unless I got it.
So what you're saying is you never came up with your own Joker. You did an impression of Mark Hamill.
Yeah, that's pretty much what everybody else did. We all assumed that that's what they wanted to sound like. And a lot of us did a great sound like Mark Hamill's Joker, but yeah, that's not what they
Going
wanted.
in a little bit different direction. You're talking about all these other voice actors that you're getting a chance. Is there like a club, is there like a group chat or something? Like clearly you guys, not just even working together, but there's clearly a community that you're involved in with the voice actors. Talk a little bit about that and how that is on your day-to-day.
A good portion of the video game voice actors in the industry live in Southern California, Los Angeles specifically. Anime voice actors are mostly based in Dallas, because that's where Funimation was. Okay, of course, they no longer exist, but still a lot of the work for animation for anime is done there. So it's not like a good old voice club, but I regularly go to LA and have dinner with people like Billy West and Richard Epcar, Bo Billingsley, DC Douglas. These are all friends of mine who've also been guests at my convention. So we do get together quite often. There'll be 5 or 10 of us at Lowry Steakhouse making up a lot of noise, being obnoxious in a high-scale restaurant, and we don't care. We tell the waiter, you better put us back in a corner somewhere. You gotta try it.
Because we're going to be a problem.
We're gonna be obnoxious, And people in the restaurant are these wealthy people in Beverly Hills, and they're all looking at us, cracking up at our table like we're offending them and ruining their dinner, and we just laugh at them.
I'm willing to bet there's a little bit of like one-upsmanship going on too when you guys all get together, being voice actors, being so effusive. A little bit of that going on.
Oh yeah. But you know what? It's funny when we're around fans and we're expected to do our character voices around each other. We never do that.
It's just goofing around at that point.
Yeah.
Well, leveling each other up while you're doing it.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
We
talking
treat
about.
each other like just buddies.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you guys won't be in business that long, and you all, treat the same dirt.
Yes.
Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, and we asked Fred the same thing earlier. Are you a fan of any of these properties? Like, what is your guilty pleasure?
A fan of what?
Like, what's your fandom? Like, what are you into? Like, outside of your job, what do you like to watch, see, do, play?
Well, as far as video games, I really like the Nintendo Switch Golf.
You such a guy.
And driving,
This is fantastic.
yeah, and driving racing games, where you're driving or flying, flight simulators. I love flight simulators.
Yeah.
And I usually don't crash. Usually. Yeah. My flight here was relatively crash-free. That was
That's always a good thing.
So I like games like that. I don't do first-person shooters anymore. I did a stream a couple of years ago. Fans said, hey, make a stream. I thought, okay, I'll play Fortnite. 10 seconds into the game and a 13-year-old camper kills me every time. No fun.
Yeah, real good, thanks.
Yeah. And about the time my son turned 13, and this is a lot of years ago, he's 32 now. So my son turned 13, that's when I stopped playing video games for the most part because he kicked my ass within seconds. It's like, okay, the fun is over. The old guy can't play games anymore.
Can't hang anymore with the kids.
Right.
Guys, also, anytime you got a question, just shoot your hand up. Just shoot your hand up, and yeah, actually right there. Rob the bad guys can help us out. Get it loud right into the microphone, sir.
Speak nice and loud so I can hear you. I'm partially
I like your jersey. I like your jersey.
They won last night.
sweet.
Out of all of your voice acting work, what is your most favorite that you've done in your career?
It's gotta be Duke Nukem all the way.
Can you please say the famous line?
Which one do you want to hear?
I think you know which one.
I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all in a gum.
Thank you.
By the way, the Duke Nukem Forever game that had a lot of great lines in it, they were all written by two women.
Really?
Two women wrote all the Duke Nukem lines.
Equal opportunity. Absolutely. Any other questions, guys, for John? I don't want to monopolize all of his time.
No?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
How's Toronto Game Expo been treating you so far?
Oh yeah, are you kidding? Are you not having a great time here?
Oh, we're having a blast, but they expect us to. Like, you're the celebrity here. We want to make sure you're having a good time.
Celebrity. Come on. No, I'm having a great time. This is a wonderful event, and the people have been so awesome. And the hotel that we're in is really cool.
Actually, I think we made it cool, but all your travels to all the cons, is there one that stands out, a con that you've done in the past and really, that's where I like to go, that's one I want to go back to, that's one I want to fun with?
There were two that treated me like, well, called me the king of, like MagFest in Washington, D.C. It's not typical for a voice actor or any guest to be at a convention year after year in the same one. But MagFest in Washington, D.C. 8 years in a row. And a convention in Detroit, which I will not name by name because they got in trouble for being stupid, 7 years in a row. So I've been very lucky to be called the king of these conventions and be invited back year after year, and the fanship has been just outstanding. So in two major cities like that, Washington, D.C. and Detroit, I'm much loved, and I would love to go back to those again. So
I think you're getting a lot of love here in Toronto too, to be honest with you, so.
I can feel it. I can feel the love tonight.
The karaoke will start at 4:30.
Oh, sweet.
I just start with a line. Does it start with a line?
I still can't. I'm partially deaf.
Question is, does it start with a Y?
Oh, it does. Oh, you know. Oh, she knows the convention that should not be named.
Oh,
Yes. We will never promote them at all. But there's a great one in Detroit called Motor City Comic Con.
yes.
And I'd love to go to Motor City. I've not been to it.
Okay.
A bunch of my celebrity friends have been there, so I'm hoping they invite me. If you're watching Motor City Comic Con, I'd love to be a guest there.
Did you hear that, Motor City Comic Con? A great guest.
Other than Motor City, is there like a big
great
dream
question
con
there.
that you'd like to be at?
Oh, yeah. Every single one. Every single one.
Good answer, good answer.
If I could schedule them, I do them. I don't turn anything down. I love meeting the fans. Again, they're what made me who I am. It's why I get to enjoy the lifestyle I have is because of the fans. So anytime I get a chance to meet them in new cities, I'm there.
That's awesome. Go ahead.
Hi there. So you've done radio work and voiceover work. I consider doing voiceover work. I want to ask what advice would you have for an aspiring voiceover artist?
Okay, the best advice I have is if you want to make a living as a voice actor, it's not about the acting, it's about doing commercials. Don't be afraid to do commercials. There's so many commercials. That work keeps coming no matter what. Look at auto dealers. They have to keep doing commercials week after week all the time. And if you want to make money, you go where, the jobs are. If you want to be a video game voice actor, that's a tough nut to crack. You have to have a really good reel first, and you have to have some acting chops. So step one, if you want to be a video game voice actor, anime voice actor, acting classes of some kind, whether it's drama class in high school or what, or college classes for acting, get that, because it's more important to have a good ear than a good voice. You have to be able to hear what the director wants. You have to be able to look at a script and understand what your character is doing. That's the most important. But if you want to make money, again, commercials, and the best free advice I can give anybody is, when you're watching TV or listening to the radio, and commercials come on that you know are national type commercials, right? Not local radio station commercials. Listen to them carefully, because the result of what you're hearing is perfect. Because a copywriter wrote copy and had to edit it 30 times to get it just right for time and everything. Economy of words is important there. And then the director is going to nitpick every damn line you read until it's exactly what they want, so the end result of what goes on the air is perfect. Mimic those. Listen to those commercials and try to sound like the announcers you hear on those major commercials. When you can imitate them, then you can start getting to work. That's what I did.
Guys, we are out of time. Please give a warm thank you for our good friend Jon St. If you have any more questions for Jon, or you want to get an autograph, or you want to get a selfie, right back in the back corner there, you'll see his booth. Go and say hi. Have a great interaction with him, Jon.
Hey, you guys.
Can't thank you enough.
Let us begin, John, everybody.
Thank you for your time. Guys, Jon St.